Mind you, I'm currently putting my pride to the side. I don't know that there has ever been a man in my life that I have put so much of my own pride to the side for. I feel as though that is significant, and I feel as though it should be acknowledged publicly on the record. Yesterday I was talking about, well, in the episode before this one, I was talking about holding on loosely. I was talking about your feminine energy and the fact that we all need to be in an environment that is conducive to our growth in order to thrive. And being in an environment where you're constantly being criticized and put down and your mistakes are being harped on, that's not a supportive environment for anyone to thrive. And I've been thinking lately about my soulmate connection that I have with this guy. And I've been doing a lot of reflection. Who I am, what do I want? You guys, if you've been listening to the podcast all year, you have heard me, right? We've had a million episodes about love and relationships and what am I doing and, black love and the consequences of intergenerational slavery and trauma and how all of those things impact you and the way that you show up in relationships. There's been a lot of work that's been done romantically for me this year. And a lot of the times when I'm on the podcast, I'm talking about the negative or the challenges or the heartache or the heartbreak because that's the part that's really transformative for me. Not that the good parts aren't also transformative, but that's where a lot of my teachable moments for you guys come through. So it's not like every single time something happens in my soulmate relationship, I'm like, I've got to make a podcast episode about this. It's just like, no, if something happens and it feels relevant and I have something to share about it, I have something to talk about it, then I'm going to sit down, I'm going to record and share with my community because that's what I do. And this is Naked and Noisy. And I literally had a fucking moment where it was just like, I have to stop talking about this guy and I have to stop talking about love. And that's why my name on the podcast changed from like life mindset manifestation coach to like business and mindset mentor. Because I was like, you know what? I think that I just need a fucking break from talking about love and relationships for a little bit, except I can't. Because yes, I want to teach you about business. And yes, I want to work with you on your businesses. Oh my God, what I learned in Destined to be Desired and the mini mastermind is we have so many motherfucking entrepreneurs in this audience, in this community. Yes. Oh my God. We're going to spend a lot of time in 2026 talking about business because I have thoughts. But anyway, my job isn't just to create a life that looks beautiful. My job is to be genuine and authentic and real. And my job is to transform my life and to help you transform your life with the tools that I have used and developed to transform my own life. And my tools and my ways of being are not the only ways of being, but if you listen to my podcast and you get inside of my offers like the free resource library and my trainings and my bundles and different things like that, and you get value from that and that supports you, then it's safe to say that my other programs and my other offers will also probably support you. You know what I mean? So anyway, talking about the love and relationship thing, I have a fear of getting dogged out. a fear a fear of somebody playing in my face. This is a positive episode. This is a positive episode. This is a positive episode, which ending December and having something positive to say about this man. I really do want to feel good about this relationship and connection because I really do want to be here. And I've been realizing and I've been reflecting, I can't be petty even when I want to be petty, because making choices and decisions that hurt someone that I love doesn't make me feel good. So being petty doesn't satisfy me, even though I could be really petty, even though I could say really terrible, horrible things, even though I really could hit below the belt. And, well, over the past several months, I did call for him to be executed about 3 times. So I'm not saying that I've been perfect, but I am saying I'm somebody who's ready to feel better. In every single aspect of my life, I am somebody who is always ready to feel better. I'm not somebody who wallows in pain. I'm not somebody who wallows in difficulty. I'm not somebody who wallows in misery. I'm always ready to feel better. That was one of the first shifts that I had along my journey, my mindset journey. This is Abraham Hicks. I am ready to feel better. I am ready to be ready to be ready to be ready to be ready to feel better. I did a workshop. It's called the Asking to Feel Better workshop. I don't even know where the hell that is. I'm sure it's still on my YouTube or something. Maybe we'll bring that back one day, because that workshop was really, really, you need to bring that back. That was a great training. I did that in like 2022 or 23. No, I think it was 22. It could have been 21. Anyway, I'm somebody who's always willing to feel better. Have there been moments where I have been absolutely enraged with this man and his behavior? Yes. And in those moments, do I honor and express how I feel? Yes. Am I somebody who wants to spend the rest of my life or the duration of my relationships being angry and upset? No, I don't, because I'm just not a miserable person. I am a Mars-ruled woman, but after the planet of Mars is my dominant energy in my natal chart, the sun is right after that. I want to be happy. I have a 5th house stellium. I love to laugh, okay? There's a song, it's by YG, it's called I Just Want to Party. And it really is my fucking anthem. It's my song for 2026, because I really just want to party. I don't want to hurt anybody. Anyway, so I've been reflecting on this man. I've been reflecting on this relationship. Should I stay? Should I go? How long have you been wondering and questioning, should you stay and should you go? The answer is the duration of this connection. I've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And as time goes on, I become more in. I become more interested. My desire to connect becomes stronger, which is interesting. We talked about this in another podcast episode. I don't know when. Go listen to every single last one of them. They're great, and then you'll find it. But we talked about this experience of like, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm looking at the time and thinking, I have to hurry up because I'm going to miss my gym class and blah, blah, blah. Anyway. I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. My hypermasculine just took over for a minute because I'm like, oh, if I don't go right now and I don't start recording right now, then I'm going to be late to the gym in a couple of hours. And I just am so frustrated. But anyway, let's take it all back. I've been reflecting on this connection. There was a podcast episode. Okay, I remember now. I remember what I was just talking about. There was a podcast episode. I told you I had a soulmate connection relationship years ago. Never want to speak about him again. I really wish that he didn't exist. I don't know. Oh, I do know that I wish that he didn't exist, but I don't want to continue talking about it because I'm really over the situation. In that soulmate relationship and connection, I was hoping that we would be together and then being like, please, God, let me go. Please, God, let me go. Please, God, free me from this. I don't want to be here. But maybe I do want to be here. No, I don't want to be here. I want to be away from this. I want to be free of this. This current soulmate relationship and connection feels the opposite. As I continue to heal, as I continue to grow and expand, my perception of him changes. The relationship that I have to him, just in my own mind and in my own energy, changes, it grows, and it evolves. And I still desire to be with him. And there's a part of me, I'm a woman with an Aries stellium. I have Venus in Aries, square a Capricorn moon, like tightly square a Capricorn moon, mind you. There is an independent, dignified woman inside of me. That has concepts of what love should be, concepts of what relationships should be, and how things should go and how things should unfold. And because this connection did not unfold in the way that I wanted it to, that part of me is like, abort the entire fucking mission. And so the entire time I've been going back and forth between this part of me who, on a soul level, is like, sister, I pinky swear you're gonna marry this guy. I pinky fucking swear. I don't know if you guys have this experience. Tell me, if you're an intuitive woman and you have something like this, tell me. There are certain things that my body or my mouth, my body or my words will do that are involuntary, and it will give me like psychic information. For example, if I think about someone and my body involuntarily makes a face, sometimes that will tell me information about who they are, information about their character, information about how I feel about them. Like sometimes my body, my physical body, I will make a face of like disgust or something. My physical body will communicate to me how I feel about that person or what I need to know about that person. And I can gain information from my own facial feelings and expressions, like the way that my body physically responds. Like sometimes you lean forward towards something, other times you become more closed off, you're leaning away, different things like that. So my body will do that. Other times I will have this thing. I can't describe it as anything other than a thing, where consciously I'll be doubting something. And I'll be like, oh, I don't know. I don't think. And then I will say out loud to myself, I am telling you. I'm telling you. And when I have those moments where I say out loud to myself, I'm telling you, it's like I've just said a fact. If you're not a psychic medium, you may not understand. But I can't keep living my life. My word for 2026 is believe, by the way. I can't keep living my life pretending like I don't believe in psychics. You literally do this shit for a living. You literally have audiences of tens of thousands of people. Tens of thousands of views. You're incredibly fucking psychic. Everybody here believes in psychics. So let's not even pretend. Sometimes I have a moment where something happens. I'm like, I'm doubting it. I don't know. And something inside of me literally will be like, no, I'm telling you. And it's like this part of me, higher self, soul, future self, I don't know. I'm telling you. This is what's happening. This is what's occurring. This is what's real. This is what's true. I'm telling you. And it's just a knowing, and there's a confidence in it. And it's this unshakable kind of confidence that just shuts down my doubt. I can't argue with her. She knows, and she's telling me. She's not asking. She's not being passive aggressive. She's not suggesting. She's telling me. And I'm going to listen. So I have moments, this part of me in my soul that is like, I know you. I know who you are and what you are. And I know your future. And I'm in it, bitch. The unconditionally loving psychic part of me is probably not putting the bitch in it at the end, but it is really how I feel sometimes. Remember at the beginning of this episode when I said, I'm going to be really nice to him? I'm going to say something that's really kind. 15 minutes in, I call him a bitch, and I do apologize. And I am sorry. And I am really sorry. I really am. I wouldn't say it if I wasn't. I really am. Okay. I've been reflecting about this connection. Where do I want it to go? There's a part of me that wants it and knows. It's a knowing. It's a knowing that irritates me and it frustrates me because I can't get it to go away. And also, I don't want it to go away. It would be so beautiful and so amazing and so wonderful and so harmonious. And there's so many layers to it. And it's like what it would be right now, which is amazing, but also what it would be 10 years from now and what it would be 30 years from now and what it would be 100 years from now. Like, it's a little bit too good. And not too good like it's too good to be true. Too good like, it's kind of a little bit too good to walk away from. It's kind of a little bit too good to walk away from. Now, there's a lot of people on the internet, maybe even people off the internet, that would say, don't fall in love with potential, which is, I am a life mindset and manifestation coach. My entire business that I have today, potential, was once nothing but potential, was something that I thought that I could fucking do. And I did. Was something that I felt was my destiny, felt strongly. Even when there was no sales. Even when it was crickets, every single time I'm sharing my fucking offers with the world. Even when the smarter thing to do, logically speaking, would have been to walk away from my business. I am an intuitive woman and I know what I know. When I feel certain things strongly in my gut, when I feel certain things strongly in my knowing, I just know and I just listen to it. It's who I am. It's how I've created my life. And I feel really satisfied with my life. Also, speaking of satisfaction, I'm not dying without a boyfriend. So there's really a lack of pressure there. I have a beautiful life. I have community. I'm building relationships. I'm building a business. I'm building out stability. There are certain things that I want to do and be in my life before I get married. I was realizing I don't want to get married while I still have student loan debt. I don't want to go back to school while I have student loan debt, but I really don't want to be married while I have student loan debt. Now, I don't know anything about his anything financially, and I don't really care. But for me personally, in my own life, I have my own goals. I have my own desires for where I want to be financially and independently before I merge my life with another person's life. So even though, yes, I want to be married, even though, yes, I know the venue, even though, yes, I know my hairstyle, even though, yes, I know the style of my dress, yes, I would like a 6-carat oval cut diamond ring from Tiffany or better. I'm not picky at all. I still know and understand where I am in my journey in relation to that. I'm still healing, I'm still growing, I'm still shifting. So I don't have, yes, I have the desire to be together. It's really interesting how I feel that I've grown in a way where I used to feel a lot more angry, which it's okay to be angry and my anger was valid. I used to feel a lot more intensely about us not being together. I used to feel a lot more angry. I used to feel a lot more frustrated. I used to feel a lot more upset. I used to feel a lot more holding on tightly, like we talked about in the last episode. And now it's not that I don't want him. It's not that I don't want to be together. It's that there's so many other amazing things going on in my life. I see our relationship as something that is inevitably coming together. I want to say that I'm finding it. I'm finding it because a part of me wants to say, I see us as coming together inevitably, and there's nothing that could interfere with that. But also, the fact of the matter is that other women and promiscuous behavior 110% could interfere with that. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not the woman, I'm not the mother that stepped up. You know what I mean? I don't see myself being a stepmother. Nothing wrong with being a stepmother. Um, Nothing against it. I don't see that happening. It would be one thing if I met a guy and we were going to get married and he already had a kid before then like, okay, like of course, like perfect. Um I really hope that this man does not have a baby. There's no reason why I would be thinking that he has a baby, but I'm really, really hoping that he doesn't have a baby. It is probably because if you're having sex with people, if you're doing one of the main things that you can do to create life and bring life into this world, isn't it always a possibility? So, the babies that are born, they're like holding the fucking IUD in the hand. Fuck that. So there's nothing that can come between us. I do have an unconditional love and acceptance for him. I am willing to forgive so many things. Oof. Brother, if you have a baby, it's a wrap. I'm sorry. I've had to sit with myself and ask myself these questions. What are my limits? Because I have been feeling really afraid of, like, if I forgive this, what won't I forgive? Have a baby. Have a baby with somebody else. We will never hear about that man on this fucking platform, on this podcast. There's not going to be a podcast episode about how I overcame it, how I moved through it. Nothing. He will literally cease to fucking exist. 110%. You ask me, hey, Natalie, I was listening to that podcast episode from a few years ago about that one guy. Whatever happened with him? Not a goddamn thing. It will be over. Remember how 23 minutes ago I said I was going to be really nice to him? I'm working on it. I'm finding it. Because I feel so challenged in this connection. I can look at his behavior and I can understand the wounds that he has operated in. And so I have a level of compassion. And today's episode is about, when do you know to walk away from your soulmate connection or relationship? There's that part of me that's like, this is the one, you're going to marry him. It's not just about today. It's about 5 years from now. It's about 10 years from now. It's about 30 years from now. It's about future generations. You're going to marry him for sure. And then there's this other part of me that's like, there's a dragon that lives inside of me. She's a monster. And a misandrist. And I'm trying really hard to tame the man-hating beast inside of me. So that's where I am with that. Now, today's episode is about how do you know when it's time to walk away from the relationship, the connection? Why haven't you walked away from the relationship and the connection? That's my fear. My fear is looking like a stupid, dumb bitch. Look at this man, dogging you out, treating you like shit, and still you stay. Look at this dumb slut. Of course, I'm, being dramatic. But that's my fear. It's a really big fear. It really motivated me, the public's perception of me and my romantic life and my relationship. Mind you, I kind of created it, but that's how I live my life. I live my life being open and honest about the shit that I'm going through. Like, that's my fucking brand. You're listening to the Naked and Noisy podcast. I'm your host, I really spent a lot of time thinking about the public perception, but I didn't think about my own personal happiness and my own personal joy and my own personal fulfillment. So how do you know when it's time to walk away versus stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? The reason why I have not walked away from this relationship and connection is because I can see his growth. Literally. Literally. That's it. Are they growing? Are they changing? Are they meeting you where they are? Are they meeting you where you are? I do a lot of readings for different people, different relationships. Sometimes you can tap into the energy of a man. Sometimes I'll tap into the energy of a man and I'll be like, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. This motherfucker he's incredibly stubborn. He's happy living the ain't shit ass life that he's living. He's not changing. He's not flexible at all. Okay? Everybody has a different life purpose. Everybody has a different desire for what they want to experience in their lifetime. Everybody on a soul level does not necessarily want to experience the emotional growth and maturation. You know what I mean? Like, everybody does not intend on a soul level to come down to earth and go through childhood traumas and inherit certain things and then go to therapy and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, everybody does not desire to heal. I don't understand what they're getting out of their life living in that way, but that's their life and this is my life. So whatever, everybody gets to do their own thing. Some people have an energy of not changing. Some people have an energy of not taking you seriously. Some people have an energy of just like, this is what it is. This is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be for a long fucking time. This is what it's going to be for the foreseeable future. This is what it's going to be for so long that I can't even see it changing. Like, this is a strong fucking energy. This is not worth your time. Then there are other people where it's like, yeah, the energy could shift around this. Yeah. Things could come together around this. If you shifted your energy a little bit, if you tweaked your expectations a little bit, yeah. I see this. I see this aligning. You're not far off. Sometimes you tap into a man's energy and you see a willingness to change. Sometimes you tap into a man's energy and you see a desire to change. I'm not connecting with this man or participating mentally and emotionally in this connection because I saw him once on a subway and I thought, oh, he is fine. And then a couple years later, my spirit guides, angels, and ancestors told me his name when I was praying for my husband. It didn't, it wasn't a superficial thing. Just nothing about me that's superficial, right? It wasn't a superficial thing. Even though he is really handsome. Need that so bad. In those moments when I'm really pissed off and really, really upset, I can't think about his physical person. It actually is really it actually really is a pain for me. It actually really does hurt me. Because when you get into the handsomeness of it all, when you get into the aesthetic of it all, forgiveness just seems so easy. And this is why I don't like Venusian men. This is why I don't like men that have Libran placements. Because when they're too beautiful, when they're too pretty, it gets into a certain area of your brain. Anyway, it's a virus in your mental. And I can't let it overtake me. I can't let it overtake me. Anyway, he's very handsome, but that's not the reason why I want to be with him or see myself being with him. Ever since the beginning of our connection, I guess consciously, well, where do you even say that the connection began? I can't even create a timeline. I'm not being dramatic. I literally cannot consciously create a timeline. It goes back to like 2013. I was not consciously aware in 2013, but it goes back to 2013. So much so that I saw him several years after 2013 in a subway in New York. And first I thought to myself, God damn. I'm just kidding. What I literally, word for word, quote unquote, I thought, oh, he's fine. And then I thought, do I know him? I know him from somewhere. How do I know him? And I literally had a whole fucking moment. How do I know him? I know him from someplace. I swear to God, I know this guy. How do I know this guy? I've never seen this guy, but I've seen this guy. I know this guy. How do I know this guy? I had a moment of recognition. I'm literally walking out of the fucking 72nd Street Q station, thinking to myself, I know that fucking guy. Where do I know that guy from? I'm looking over all of my life experience. How could I possibly have known him? I don't know him from the high school that I graduated from. How do I know him? I don't even understand how my mind came to the conclusions that it came to. Also, mind you, I'm psychic. It is absolutely fucking insane. I did not know this man's name. But I knew a name. And I was like, I think I know him from XYZ school that I went to when I was a freshman in high school. I'm like, what the fuck is his name? No, he was that handsome. I was on my way to work. I was on my way to fucking work. And I was like, you know what? I was stopped outside of the fucking elevators to leave the thing. And I'm like, I gotta look this man up on Instagram. I know this fucking guy. So I'm thinking, what do I know? Where do I know him from? I'm like, I think I know him from this school. So I'm like, what the fuck is his name? And then I remember the name of a guy who I didn't know him at all. But when I was a freshman in high school, there was a group of girls who were all talking about like super hot football players, right? And they were talking about this guy. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he looks like. And so his name popped into my mind, and I was like, oh, maybe it's that guy. And so I end up finding the guy whose name, it's so fucking hard when you're doing this shit and you want to be like anonymous. Okay, let's say the guy's name was Clarence. Not my soulmate guy, but the other guy. I was a freshman in high school and all the girls were talking. Oh my God, Clarence is so hot. Okay, let's say his name is Clarence. His name is not Clarence. Several years later, I'm standing outside of the fucking subway before I go to my job. And I'm like, Clarence. I think his name is Clarence. So I go and look up somebody who I went to elementary school with. And I go to her followers and I type in the name Clarence. Boom, there's a Clarence that pops up. I'm like, okay, Clarence. I click the profile. No, the man that I saw on the subway is not Clarence. Sorry, Clarence, it's not Clarence. Then I'm scrolling through Clarence's Instagram. What a fucking surprise. It's the guy from the subway. The guy from the subway and Clarence appear to be very close friends. Huh. Isn't that crazy? Around this same time, I start receiving visions of a baby, a son. And so I'm thinking about baby names for my son, which I can feel so strongly. I was having phantom pregnancy symptoms. Swear to God, I've never been pregnant a day in my life. I was having phantom pregnancy symptoms. That's a whole other conversation for a whole other fucking day. I'm thinking about baby names. What do I want to name my son? I can't tell you what his name is going to be because I don't want anybody fucking biting. You guys can have as many children as you like. You cannot take my son's name. We will be arch nemesis forever. So to save both of us from that drama, I'm not going to tell you his name. After I have him, if you want to copy it, fine. Never before. So I'm thinking of the name that I want to name my son. It's been the name for my first son for, well, at the time that was new, but it's been the name for my first son since. Come to find out, the name that I just randomly had been spending so much time thinking about for my son's first name, the guy from the subway, his middle name is quite literally the name that I picked out. Well, a version of. A very close exact version of the name that I picked out for my future son. This is insane. So anyway, I don't even know why the fuck we got into that story, but I actually love the story and I've never looked at it from that particular lens, but that's just kind of fucking insane. That's just kind of fucking insane. And when insane shit like that happens to me, I pay attention. I don't believe that God makes mistakes and I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in the law of attraction and I also believe in divine orchestration. So that was several crazy experiences. I knew who he was from the day that I saw him on the subway, but I didn't say anything because I was dealing with another guy at the time who I thought was the love of my life and I was going to marry him. So I was like, aw, look at this sexy guy from the subway. Crazy that I found him. Anyway. Anyway. Anywho. So, years later, when I'm actually ready to connect with the guy from the subway guy, we might call him, when I actually open up to him energetically, I start having dreams. And the first dream that I had of him, I was in a house. I want to say I was like in a house, like in like the Hollywood Hills. Like, you know, those styles of homes where it's like, there's like the backyard, but then you can like see like all of like Los Angeles from like the backyard. And it's like spacious, like some of the homes that they have on Selling Sunset. I can't really explain the layout of the house, but anyway, it was this house. There was a backyard, all this stuff. And I saw him in the middle of like the living room at the beginning of my dream. And then he walked off into like another room, like down the hallway or something. And I'm like, no, like, where did you go? I'm trying to talk to you. And then I'm like spinning my dream, walking around this house, like looking for this guy. Like, where are you? Like, hello, I'm trying to connect with you. He walks past the opposite direction, across the living room. I'm like, hey. Then he who shall not be named, different soulmate guy, is suddenly there. He's like on one fucking knee, proposing marriage to me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? No. I'm like, I don't want to be with you. I'm looking for the guy. He just walked past. Please get out of my way. Where did he go? I'm pretty sure that was the first dream that I ever had of him. And he was evading me, slipping out of my grasp. I'm looking for this guy. I'm like, wait. Stop walking away. And over time, I have learned so much about this man and who he is and his past and his family history. And it wasn't because I was seeking information out. It's like I was seeking information out because I'm a Scorpio, so like of course I'm going to stalk you online, but the things that I was finding out and the things that I was understanding and the things that were helping me to have next level compassion for him, it was very synchronistic and it was also very psychic. And sometimes I sit and I have conversations with his ancestors and I joke. And it literally feels like so much of our connection was his ancestors being like, listen, this is my great grandson. And he's finding it. This is my great 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 grandson. And he's finding it. he actually needs a moment. He actually needs a moment because of a lot of stuff. And this is some of the stuff. He needs to work through this stuff. So there was a lot of compassion that I had towards him because I just learned things about him. And the more that I learned things about him, sometimes I would learn like stuff about him and like his past and, you know, different challenges and stuff like that. I remember a time I had a realization about something. I could literally cry right now. I had a realization about something in his past and I literally cried. And it was so, I don't know how to explain it. I feel something towards him that does not make any sense. It's really not logical, but it makes sense to me. It doesn't make any like logical sense, but it makes emotional sense to me, and it makes spiritual sense to me. So I'm receiving messages and insights and things, and over the duration of our connection, of course, I'm having dreams about him, and the dreams change and progress. Where in the first dream, I was in a random house and he's everywhere except where I want him to be, which is next to me. And over time, my dreams change where I start having a lot of dreams about him and I start having a lot of dreams about his family. Then I learn more about him and his family in the dreams, but the way that he shows up in the dreams is different. Number one, he's present. Early, well, yeah, like present physically, like not walking off every 2 seconds, but also present, like emotionally. And I think he's someone who, I know he's someone who communicating feelings and emotions and vulnerability is just not something that he really feels safe doing, which I think is true for a lot of people, especially men. So over time, I have observed his energy change and shift and grow. Like, before he started dating other women, I had a dream that he proposed to me. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry. Like, that's really what happened. But I am sorry because I'm putting a damper on it instead of letting it be a positive thing. But it's a truthful fucking thing. And also, I know that those things were very connected. Sometimes you get closer and closer and closer to your dreams and your desires and your goals, and then you get really scared, and then old stuff gets triggered, and then feelings of inadequacy and all of this other stuff. But there's been significant growth and expansion of him and his like openness, vulnerability, authenticity, intimacy. Now, when I have dreams about him, I'm always in his house. Before I found out the things that I found out about him, let's move on. I had a dream about another woman, but in the dream, it started off, I was in his house and we're like walking outside to like leave. And there's a woman And she's really like happy. She's very eager to connect with him. She obviously likes him. She's obviously attracted to him. She obviously wants to be with him. And I remember in the dream thinking, this is so weird. Like, who is this chick? Is she like your neighbor or something? And when I think about that dream, I sometimes think John Tucker must fucking die. Anyway, if you never saw that movie, just ignore what I just said. His name isn't John Tucker, and I don't want him to die. But anyway, but it total fucking John Tucker must die situation. Anyway, I'm being as nice as I can. I said he was handsome. I said he was growing. I'm doing the best that I can with what I have. It's like there's something inside of me that's like, threaten his life. You said too many nice things. You can't let him think that shit is too sweet. Oh my God. Okay, anyway. So I have this dream. I'm in his house. There's this woman. She's like, I don't want to say all over him because it's not like they were like touching. It's not like they kissed or anything like that. Like, she just really wanted to be with him. You know what I mean? And I was just like, okay, like, that's really weird. Like, this random woman, is she like your neighbor or something? Like, what's going on? I don't really know. But I didn't really care. Like, she was very irrelevant in the dream. And that's just honest. Like, I saw her and like I noticed her, but like, we're leaving. Get out of my Caucasian home, you know? So she's like leaving, like out the front door. And now we're stepping out, like towards the front door. We're like right outside of like his like apartment. And then we kissed. And after we kissed, I said, are you going to take me to go get breakfast? And he smiled and he said, yeah. Oh my God. I was just watching a Facebook video and it was like that one friend who's Delulu. Oh my God. I sound like that video, but I'm not. I'm infinitely fucking intelligent. And my word for 2026 is believe. So I'm going to try to do something differently. I'm going to try to believe in myself and believe in what I think and believe in what I see and believe in what I feel. I've had a lot of dreams about a lot of different men over the years. Should be real. I'm really good at dream interpretation. One of the reasons why when I found out and things were confirmed, oh, you're seeing other people. Lovely. Yes, I was upset. Yes, I cried. Yes, there was so much energy that I have been processing and things that I've been shifting and just like, oh my God, so much over the past month. One of the reasons why it was not one of the worst things ever in life is because of experiences like that. Not just dreams, but things that I know intuitively, things that I receive intuitively and very clearly. I don't feel threatened by the low. I'm just going to say it. It's the Naked and Noisy podcast. Okay? I'm just going to say it. I don't feel threatened by the low hanging fruit that he has previously chosen to engage with. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel threatened in my womanhood. I also don't feel threatened in my position in his life, which nobody wants to be he knows where home is. And I'm trying not to be that. He and I are not in a relationship. He and I are not in a committed relationship. If we were in a committed relationship, I'd be responding a lot differently. We're not in a committed relationship. He does not technically owe me loyalty. I also feel as though he's coming to the understanding that that might not be the best thing. Because if he doesn't owe me loyalty, then I don't owe him loyalty. And, well, I would hate to be Hillary Clinton right now. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you don't know the Tokyo Tony video, then maybe you don't know what I'm saying when I say I would hate to be Hillary Clinton right now. But anyway, we don't have time. We don't have time. Focus. Let's finish this. Let's finish this. Okay. He has grown emotionally. He has grown that's what I'll say. He has grown emotionally, which is very significant. And even though mentally he may think that there's a couple different reasons why the two of us haven't come together, the main reason on his end, not on my end, I have my own stuff, on his end is the emotional maturity part, right? The vulnerability part, the intimacy part. It's weird because even when weird shit happens in our connection, I used to be really terrified of what if the guy that I love or like or whatever is dating other women. I used to be really scared. And I do not want you to purposefully misunderstand me because I don't want it to be like, oh my God, yeah. And then the guy that I really loved started dating other women and it actually was really good. Was I devastated? Yes. Did I cry? Yes. Did I accidentally do magic that may or may not have had negative consequences on him? Possibly. But he should have told me that. Hello, it's never safe to lie to me. It's never safe to lie to me, but that's another conversation for another time. And that's what he deserves. Sneaking in for what? Mind you, I'm literally paranoid. Anyway, so, sorry to him if that is the case. But anyway, the point that I'm making is what? The point that I'm making is this. Oh, yeah. I realized through the situation that I'm actually not threatened by any other woman because I really don't want to be anyone other than myself. And quite frankly, I'm the baddest chick this boy's ever had. That won't change. Whether or not we get married, whether or not we end up together, I will always be the baddest chick this boy's ever had. And that's just the tea. That's just the honest to God truth. It will not ever fucking change. And that's just what it is. That's just the way it is. That's just how I feel. This happened, and at the same time that this happened, it propelled me into next level self-confidence. Not self-confidence boosted in, I have to put another woman down, but self-confidence boosted in, look at the fucking material. Is that putting another woman down? No, it's not. It's looking at your own fucking material and saying, well, you could get with this or you could get with that. And this is where it's at. And not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually and businessly and financially and aesthetically. And let's stop. Because I don't want to get into the petty territory. Sometimes we go there just a little bit, but not too far. Not too far. Not too crazy. Nothing too crazy. I used to feel like my person dealing with someone else would be the end of the world. And then I saw my person with somebody else and it wasn't the end of the world. I didn't start hating myself. I didn't downward spiral about that. Ooh, did I feel heartbreak? Yes. Did I feel betrayal? Yes. Did I feel a lot of intense negative emotions? Yes. Am I still Even though I'm willing to feel better, do I honor my anger and my upset and all of those things when it comes up? Yes. Am I currently in this moment angry? No. Could I be angry about it tonight? Absolutely. And I would allow myself. You know what I mean? But outside of the betrayal and the heartache, it kind of was really cool because if it hadn't happened, I would still have that fear. That was something that I had all the time. Every single time I would have a moment where I'm like, fuck this connection, like I'm walking away from this shit, I would be like, he's just gonna go be with somebody else. And, it was just my fear. Oh my God, there's somebody else. Oh my God, there's somebody else. My fear was, oh my God, he's gonna find somebody else who's better than me. Turns out, doesn't exist. Hello. Turns out it doesn't get no higher than this. Amen? Turns out I'm the shit. Sugar, honey, iced tea. Anyway. Even when there's a negative fucking thing that happens, I'm still healing. So I can have a certain level of gratitude. Not so much gratitude that I'd like for it to happen again. Not so much gratitude. You're not going to hear me get on this podcast and say, and then he had a baby on me. And that's when I really learned. I had to have that conversation with myself. What are my hardcore limits and boundaries? STDs, babies. He's in dangerous territory, or at least he was. I don't know if he's currently in dangerous territory. I'm changing my own expectations about that. Anyway, what's the point that I'm making? Is that I've grown and he's grown. And yes, there's been a lot of ups and downs, and yes, there's been so much getting triggered in the connection. I understand myself in a deeper way. I understand him in a deeper way. And the only reason why I am still entertaining this connection is because of what I see and what I know intuitively, powerfully, strongly, clearly, in a way that compels me even when I have my own doubts. I have looked at this man's natal chart a million times over the years. When he comes to apologize to me, if he's really intelligent, he'll add his birth time. I don't need the date. I probably don't need the place, but he can add the place if he wants. At the bottom of the message. And that will compel me even further. But I looked at this man's natal chart, what I know for sure and what I could see clearly. The way that he operates in romance, not a fling, the way that he operates in romance and the woman that he will marry, which I see him becoming married. Regardless, I see him becoming married. The woman that this man is going to marry is not low-hanging fruit. The woman that this man is going to marry is someone who challenges him to grow and expand his horizons, his belief system, and also like his career, his finances, his money. Right? He has Jupiter in Capricorn, which is growth and expansion, but it comes through time, energy, effort, skill, dedication. Jupiter in Capricorn, he gets the most success and the most status and the most wealth when he is challenging himself. So he can have low-hanging fruit and live a low-hanging, excellent life. Or he can level up, step into his zone of genius, and, really have it all. It's really up to him, isn't it? And I think based on what I've observed and what I've experienced, is that he will step up. That's what I see within him. Just like I see different, we could call it unsavory traits, but it's defense mechanisms and maladaptive coping mechanisms and all of that stuff. So I have compassion, but I also see growth. When you're sitting and you're reflecting on that soulmate connection or relationship, ask yourself the question, do you see growth? I talk about a lot of the things that are going on in this connection, but I don't talk about the things that are happening in the physical reality. He and I are not having a toxic back and forth, like, physical connection. You know what I mean? I maintain my boundaries, my desires, my standards. And he knows where I am to come and find me. And so much of my challenges and the things that we talk about on this podcast episode are me doing my own internal work, having my own realizations, shifting my own things, challenging my own perceptions about him and men and blah, 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 as I clear out room and I make space. So whatever kind of connection you have, whether you're talking to your person and you're actively dating them and different things like that or not, sit and look back over time, over the course of the relationship, and do you see this person changing? And that's how I would make my choice and decision on whether to stay or go. The reason that I walked away from the first soulmate guy was because I realized he's not gonna fucking change. It's just the same shit over and over and over again. With this newest guy, I see him finding it in real time. And so I can have compassion and understanding and also go off and live my own fucking life, which is incredibly full, getting better every single day. And when he's ready to join me over in the land of milk and honey, he knows where to find me. That's where I am. And if things change and I get to the point where I'm like, okay, my student loans are paid off and I'm doing XYZ different thing financially and I want to get married now and he's still not ready, I don't really see that happening. But if it does happen in that way, then of course I would walk away. It would break my heart, shatter my heart into a million fucking pieces. It would be my worst case scenario. But I would cry and I would mourn and I would do all the things that I know to do, and I would open myself up to marriage with somebody else. At the end of the day, no matter what, there will be a 6-carat oval cut diamond ring from Tiffany or better. I'm not picky. On this girl's finger, I guarantee you that much. I would really like for it to be him. I really strongly feel that it will be him. And that only gets stronger. So that's how I'm navigating my soulmate connection. And I know that a lot of us, women in this community, we're having a similar experience. Maybe you need to see and process and observe somebody really going on that fucking soulmate journey. Even though I did not know that that's what I was doing this entire time. That was not my plan. I was really fucking going through it in the episodes where I'm going through it. I'm really going through it. I'm not like, this is going to be so amazing one day. It actually was my nightmare. It was actually the opposite of what I wanted. But it is how the cookie crumbled. And when I stopped thinking about what I should have and what it should look like, and I started focusing on what I actually want, him and the future that I see with him is what I actually want on a soul level. On a soul level, I don't think my soul really gives a fuck about what happened at the beginning of the relationship. I don't think that my soul cares. On a soul level, what I feel that my soul gives a fuck about is I can sit and I can laugh and I can joke with his ancestors in the way that I sit and laugh and joke with my ancestors, which I've never had before. And while I'm sitting and laughing and joking with his ancestors, yes, I did think of a joke right now. And I'm thinking about this allyship that we have between us. Not an allyship against him, but an allyship in favor of him. And it's good. I realize that in their own way, I don't know what that looks like practically, there's a certain relationship and connection and like fondness that my ancestors also have towards him. And I literally, it was in the middle of a reading. I was like, I think it was like right before the reading or something, but I said something like, you have really powerful allies. And I really had to laugh about that because I literally had this ongoing joke with his ancestors. Like, will you form an alliance with me? Conspire with me quickly. Just today. And I sit and I go back and forth. And of course, my ancestors are there for me and they soothe me and they connect with me and, you know, all of these things. But when I ask them about him, what should I do? Do I walk away from this? I told you guys in a different episode, they don't tell me walk away. They don't tell me to stay. Because they know that I'm going to do the opposite of whatever the fuck they say. But they do like him. And I forgot why I mentioned that. No, I really mentioned that for a reason. I had a reason. I had a reason. Hold on. I have to find it and then we're going to end this episode. What was the reason that I mentioned that? I was thinking about the harmony. I was thinking about our future. I was thinking about what I want. Oh, what my soul loves. I love that I have such a deep connection to him, but not just to him, but to like his family and his ancestry. And I just feel that our families are on the same page, like moving in the same direction in terms of growth and expansion and breaking generational patterns and creating a balance between the masculine and the feminine. It really feels like this kind of like blessed union. I care about that on a soul level. I care more about the spiritual and emotional and energetic love and support and goodness that I receive from him over the time that I've known of him consciously, and that I anticipate to receive in the future more than I care about the mistakes that he made when I first met him and also a couple months ago. Last month. Can we say that? I'm gonna say that. I'm going to say last month and the month before that, probably 100%. Hmm. I'm going to trust myself. I'm going to trust my intuition. I'm going to trust what's alive within me. So sit and ask yourself, what do you care about on a soul level? What do you desire on a soul level? What's the reason that you want this person? What's the reason that you want this connection? I don't want this person because if I don't have them, then I'll never find somebody else. I don't have that fear. I am amazing. I'm not here in this connection out of a place of lack. I'm not here in this connection because if I don't have him, then I'll never find a wealthy man. That's not true. Wealthy men love me. Wealthy men are obsessed with me. Don't let them be white. Don't let them be Caucasian and rich. Wealthy men have an obsession with me. I don't feel lack in that area. I do not feel lack in that arena. But I'm here because I want to be here. And even though so much about this journey has infuriated me, enraged me, when you zoom out and you look at the story as a whole, it kind of eats. It kind of eats. It kind of eats. So that's how I feel. I hope that this helped. Click the link in the description box. We're having the mini mastermind this weekend. If you wanted to come and talk about relationships and opening yourself up to receive love, you can do that. I have coached women into successful relationships. One of my clients, Brianna, she was just in South Korea. She was just in Seoul with her man who spoils the hell out of her. Her testimonial is up on my website. It's just that some of us have more work to do and things to shift before we can really allow in our partner. And that's okay. I'm still doing my own work, but I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. Okay, I'm done. I love you. Join us for the mini mastermind or check out Destined to Be Desired. The last day to join is December 31st, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I probably am going to go out for New Year's, I think. So it might be, you might be able to get in that. I don't know. Click the link, try it. If it's January 1st or January 2nd or January 3rd, click the link, try it. It might still be up. It's going to be up until I take the page down, okay? Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.